We dance for a pre-record we love. A pre-record we live. For a pre-record we love it. We love it. Just give us our information. That's what I imagine you all saying to me right now. Graham, I know you might be out of town, but you better be giving me my cosmic information. And don't you worry. That's exactly what I'm doing. But I am going to let you know that this podcast episode and next week's as well is pre-recorded. So at the time of this pre-record, it's the day of the Virgo full moon. So for me, it's March 18th, but for you, it's actually March 21st. So I will say to you, hello from the past and hello to you in the future. That's right, folks. It is the day of the Virgo full moon. And even when you press play on this, we are ripe in that Virgo full moon energy. So this is a time for culmination on the work front, culmination on your health and wellness, culmination on just a need to balance your spiritual life, your spiritual beliefs, your fantasies, and what's just friggin' real. All right, Virgo energy, it is an earth sign. It is service work. So let me tell you something. All around me, and probably for you too, people are having work stories popping like crazy. Opportunities, interviews, emails. Hey, we saw your resume and portfolio on Indeed.com. What you got? Did we think that you're perfect for this job? Send in your application, yada, yada, yada. Everyone's got some kind of work story popping, culminating. Think back to September 6th through the 20th of 2021, and you're going to see, okay, what started in that time frame, what took place in that time frame, and now the story's culminating, and it is ending. There's a completion when you have a full moon. Yes, people run a little more emotional, a little more sensitive, a little more dramatic. What are you going to do? But that's full moon material. That's just full moon stuff. And you're gonna allow yourself to go through the feels. You're gonna allow the people around you that you care about to go through the feels. That is full moon stuff. And we are in this for this week and into next week until we get to that Aries new moon. And speaking of happy Aries season, let me tell you why Aries season and the spring equinox is just so something to embrace and something to be excited about. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So with that comes the energy of new beginnings. It is the energy and the experience all around you of flowers blooming, misty mornings, and you just see all the growth and the vegetation. The world starts coming back to life around you. Nature starts coming back to life around you, and you start coming back to life. What Aries season signifies is that we have now wrapped around the entirety of the zodiac from the sun's perspective, and we're back at the beginning. So that means you've seen all you've needed to see. You've experienced all that you needed to experience, and you felt all the Pisces energy in the sky. You have felt everything that you needed to feel. And now you get to take it all. You get to round it all up. You get to gather it all up and say, thank you so much for all that you taught me. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Thank you so much for all the years and thank you for the heartache. Thank you for the great times. Thank you for the bad times. And guess what? I'm ready to begin again. Oh, if you don't know that song by Taylor Swift called Begin Again, please listen to Begin Again, because it's a hopeful song, and that's what Aries season's coming around to do. To give you that hope for spring, that hope for new beginnings, that hope for a rebirth, right? Pisces season's about recharging and regenerating for what is now happening, which is the sun in Aries, where we have this whole boost of growth and just positivity and this opportunity to actually be born again and to come back into ourselves and say, what do I want? And how do I want to proceed? And what's my strategy? When we enter Aries season, we're talking about the energy of Mars, which I think is going to come as a welcome relief to you and to me and to all of us because now we get out of Neptune's sea where we're dreamy, we're lofty, we're emotional, we're sensitive, and we're really having to process a lot. And of course, the Sun, Jupiter, Neptune, all in Pisces has just been a whole lot of water. Just too much water. And now, if you've got a lot of water in your chart, you can be like, yeah, well, this is home territory to me. But for those of us that are, I'll speak for myself, water deficient in their chart, I'm like, this is too many feelings. This is too much to process. This is too much coming up at once. I'm not fit to handle all this kind of emotion and sensitivity and just like swimming in the deep abyss. I can hang out for a second. My third house is ruled by Scorpio. I can hang out for a second. But baby, I can't stay too long. I just can't. Can you? Can you stay too long? Oof. That's not it. That's just not it. And not for me. So Aries season comes and just kind of gives us a nice whoosh of energy, because now we're talking to Mars. We're out of the Neptunian sea and, you know, having to look at what we buried underneath and the things that are spiritually holding us back. And now we get to go, now let's do something about it. Let's take charge. I'm taking my life in my hands and I'm in the driver's seat now, and I'm going to trailblaze forward. So that's I think it's going to be a nice switcheroo. And you will feel, if you haven't already, by the time you hear this and press play, if you haven't already felt that whoosh of energy, it's coming, because now we're just going to talk to Mars. We're going to talk to new beginnings. We're going to talk to warmth and heat and passion and sex. That's all comes up when Aries season's around. So, you know, if you've been feeling a little lackluster on the energy, the motivation, the drive, a little bit of a sexy time, well, don't you worry. Sun in Aries is going to come and liven you back up, and kind of like a defibrillator. You know, they're going to come and clear, and you're going to get nuked. Okay? So just, you know, pay attention to where you feel that whoosh of energy, because that's going to be a welcome reprieve from all of what we've been in. And so also this week, so we're living under the Virgo full moon vibes. We're living in the Sun entering Aries, which is also the International Astrology Day, International Day for Astrology. And I hope that you chose to like support and, you know, your astrologers or your astro folk, your cosmic folk, your spiritual folks, just as a way to show your appreciation. You know, sometimes it's just by sharing, sometimes it's just by, you know, giving a like, giving a follow, sometimes it's by via donation, sometimes it's booking a reading. Whatever you do, show your spiritual folks, now that we're in this period of time, you know, show them some LOVE, okay? Because, you know, we're here doing the math and science of it all, and we can kind of like make things make sense. But, you know, we need the support system too. And, you know, it's a little bit harder to kind of admit sometimes. Especially because I have all the Virgo in my chart, you know. It's just like, oh my gosh, you know, I think I can do it all myself. But, you know, it's nice to have a community around you, all right? So if you're watching this on the YouTube, I'm sorry. I think I had a piece of food in my teeth this whole time. So sorry for those of you on the YouTube that had to spend 12 minutes looking at something in my teeth. But for those of you on the podcast listening platforms, well, lucky you. You didn't have to see... I don't know what it was, but I could feel it, and I don't know if you could see it, so I hope I didn't just bite myself in the foot. But anyway, we're going to move on. Also, this week we have Mercury entering Aries, so of course, the Sun did it first, moved into Aries yesterday, the 20th of March, and now on the 27th, Mercury, just after midnight, 12:44 a.m. Pacific time, is going to shift into Aries too. So that makes a really hot Aries season. Now, when Mercury enters Aries, he goes into warrior mode, because now he's answering to Mars, and Mars is all hot and bothered and riled up. So he's fiery, he's passionate, and he can be argumentative. So you do want to kind of watch the watch the dramatic flares and watch for people to get all, just a little bit overly passionate. Because when Mercury's answering to Mars, he gets real hot and bothered. And now, let's see. Let's go ahead and move. Now, the only bulletin board items that I will mention are that, so yours truly, while you're listening to this or watching it or however you choose to take it all in these days, because now Drunk Astrology is on the YouTube, and Cosmic Conversations are coming very soon, so get thee to the YouTubes and hit that subscribe button, because there's going to be I already have so many ideas for these Cosmic Conversations. So a lot of things are going to be happening, especially those of you that want to learn a little bit more about astrology and little tidbits and little sound bites, so that you can start understanding your chart on a deeper level, just as you go along and as you listen to this podcast and other, as you absorb your cosmic information, just little things that are going to help guide you along the way. You're going to want to be on the YouTubes. So yours truly right now is out of town, but starting April 1st, we're back in black and ready to go. That means, though, that there's only a 2-week window from 1st of April to the 16th where you can still get your 2022 Planet by the Planets reading. This is a yearly reading. It is a comprehensive. Most clients are getting a 19 to 21 page PDF document that breaks down the major themes of your year, breaks down the major dates in your year, standout aspects that when I look at your chart, there's just certain things that are like, oh. All the biggies, we discuss all the biggies. I've been doing some of my friends lately. I know I have a couple that are that are happening when I get back. So I just want to encourage you that the Planet by the Planets reading is going to go away on April 16th, and it won't come back until 2023. So get thee to the reading section of drunkastro.com and book your reading if that's something that's on your mind, because I just did one before this recording, and we uncover a lot, and you can really see what's working with you, what's working for you, and what might take a little bit more extra work or extra time or extra effort based on what the planets are doing in your chart. So we will be discussing that, and you have 2 weeks basically. I mean, you can book it now, but it won't. I'm not back for readings until April 1st, so get it all figured out. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and talk about the moon. We're going to talk about the moon for the week of March 21st through the 27th, 2022. And then we'll talk about the planets and a couple of other things that I have written down that I just want to bring to your attention. So on Monday the 21st, the moon is in Scorpio, and baby, it is a busy moon. Okay, it makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Read them and weep. 7 aspects, and of those 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are stressful, adjusting, and separative. So you're going to watch on Monday the 21st, you're going to watch for a lot of activity. The moon is really busy, just like it was last week. Everybody wrote into me saying, yeah, you put on the newsletter. The first line was, the moon is busy this week, and so are you, and I wasn't playing around. How many of you had to completely just change the nature of your week? Oh, my hand's up. Yep, for sure. It happened to me too. Even though I'm your astrologer, it doesn't mean that this stuff doesn't affect me too, because, oh my gosh, I have had to change my entire week every single day. No biggie, it's totally fine. But yes, so Monday, the Scorpio moon is super busy. On Tuesday, the 22nd, the Scorpio moon goes void at 9:01 a.m. All the times they give you are Pacific time, so make sure you adjust for your time zones. Void at 9:01 a.m. with a sextile to Pluto, so that does make Sunday the 20th, Monday the 21st, and Tuesday until 9:01 a.m. positive forward motion, working well within power structures and with authorities. It's a nice energy, nice closing aspect. So that's nice. Then at 11:59, so just a few hours later in the morning, the moon enters Sagittarius. It has a lovely trine to the sun at 3:52 p.m. Then on Wednesday the 23rd, the Sag moon makes 5 aspects. So it's a busy moon, but of those, 2 are stressful and separative, and the other 3 are flowy and supportive. So the Sag moon, which is also the day that my friend David Lee Brandt gets married, which is why I'm out of town for my friend's wedding. I'll still be doing, your horoscopes on Twitter every single day. Don't worry, it's all being preloaded. Don't worry, your weekly horoscopes are coming in your mailbox. Don't worry, all of it's pre-recorded. But yes, that is the day that my friends get married, and I'm really excited. I'm happy to be with them. So happy wedding day to David in India, and I'll be there because I'm in the bridal party or in the Yeah, I'm a groomsman, not a bridal party. I'm in the groom's party? I was not made for this stuff. And it's also the day that Mercury and Neptune conjunct each other, so it's just like so fabulous. And we'll talk about that in a second. Then on Thursday, the 24th, the Sagittarius moon goes void at 5:59 a.m. with a square to Mercury. So that does make that Sag moon. Closing aspects are stressful, so, what wedding day isn't stressful? But, so that's just a little stress in communication, organization, just getting all the, logistics together. Sag moon wants to, fly and have fun and party. And then Mercury's like, no, but we have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to do this. So that's just the vibe of that Sag moon from Tuesday afternoon till Thursday morning at 5:59 a.m. Then, on Thursday the 24th, the moon enters Capricorn at 2:54 p.m., and it is in Capricorn for the rest of Thursday. Friday the 25th, only making 2 aspects, one of which is a trine to Uranus, so nice, unexpected, flowy, that could be some fun or some unexpected things on the work front, some news you want to hear that you weren't expecting. Just good news, good changes, good breakthroughs. Potentially, really good ideas can come, especially on the work front, can come on Friday afternoon. Saturday the 26th, the moon is in Capricorn and going void at 4:59 p.m. with a sextile to Mercury, so positive. That Capricorn moon from Thursday afternoon until Saturday afternoon is lovely. Great time for communications, great time for making advancements on the work front. Consider your goals, consider your dreams, and make sure that you're committing. It's a great time to make commitments. Those of you that are having a lot of work stuff come up with this Virgo full moon, could be a time when an offer's on the table or when you actually kind of commit to something, or just forward advancement. So that's really nice. So then at 5:55 p.m. on Saturday, the moon enters Aquarius. The moon is in Aquarius the rest of Saturday, all day Sunday the 27th, and it goes void at 7:11 a.m. Monday the 28th with a conjunction to Saturn. So that conjunction to Saturn, conjunctions go either way. And what this kind of conjunction can do is say, okay, I'm going to work positive with authority figures, or there's conjunctions are a meetup. So it's like an ending and a beginning. So it could just, it's really like a toss-up. It's a cosmic toss-up. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. But it can go either way. But the Aquarius is all about connecting and community and expansion. So, as long as you're choosing those themes, by all means. And friends. So it's a great weekend to be with your friends. It's really nice energy. Now, as far as the planets go, Mars has a nice sextile to Chiron on 2 p.m., so that's just it's a little bit of a wounding, but it's like a positive action, So Chiron doesn't always have to be a pain point. He does in your chart indicate where traumas and triggers and all of those things are. But when there's nice connections from the personal planets to Chiron, and they're flowy and supportive, this is okay, your pain point is also your inspiration and motivation point. So, it's a chance to rework your strategy with, your triggers or with your traumas, with your pain. So working productively, that's really nice. That's 2 p.m. on Monday the 21st. On Tuesday the 22nd, there's a Mars-Uranus square. So on the 19th, a couple days ago, Venus had her square to Uranus. So that was kind of an unexpected change. Squares can be stressful. but they just require action. So it's just like, all right, this is a call to action, do something. This is also a call to action because we're talking about Mars. So now adjust your strategy, but it's some kind of like new thing, unexpected twist that you just have to, you just got to go with. Be flexible. When it's Uranus, you never know what to expect, so just go with it. On Wednesday the 23rd, which is just so nice, we're out of Pisces season, but we have the Mercury-Neptune conjunction, which is just like fantasies come, just fantasies, it's just beautiful and wonderful energy, like fairy-like energy. There's definitely going to be tears at this wedding. I am so prepared for it. I know that especially with how sensitive and teary I've been lately. Oh gosh, Wednesday that's gonna hit. So it can be happy tears, but you might find that you're running emotional, you're running a little tired, or you're running a little sensitive, or you might overdo it on these substances. So be careful. But that's at 10:44 a.m. and you can go to March 13th when the Sun had its conjunction to Neptune. And now it's time to talk about it, to make the commitment. Share your vision with others, and just dream and float and just be in the moment, and high tide, low tide, go with it. Just go with the flow on Wednesday the 23rd. It's a beautiful day. Let's see. Then on Thursday the 24th, we have the Capricorn quarter moon, and this is at 10:37 p.m. at 4 degrees and 33 minutes. So the quarter moon is just typically, it's stress, okay? It's a stressful thing, and is pulling on the full moon in Virgo from last week. So you're going to now have to balance your daily actions and your final destination, especially when it comes to professional ambitions, your career goals, and your daily work. This is now, it's like, okay, the quarter moon is a square between the sun and the moon after a newer full moon, and it's a week after, so it's the midpoint between last week's full moon and next week's Aries new moon. Okay, so you're just going to evaluate your professional commitments, you're going to evaluate your personal goals, your mindset, because the Sun is looking for you for strategy, because now it's in Aries and it's in Mars, or it's answering to Mars. And then the Capricorn energy is like, yes, and this is what I said I wanted, and I was committed. This was my goal. This is what I said I wanted. And now there's an imbalance there. So what is working from the Virgo full moon and what's not working? Strike that balance, because this is Earth energy, and make sure that you're committing to what works for you and what is in the direction of your ultimate goal, your career goals, or whatever. And if it's not, be real with yourself and really take stock and look at it. Because the Virgo energy of the full moon wants you to be taking micro actions each and every day that lead you to your ultimate goal. So this could be a reminder, like, okay, is this towards your ultimate goal, or is this just something you're doing like a placeholder? If you're placeholding, then this might not be the direction. This might not be right. And you still have a week left of that Virgo full moon. You can make it right. So don't get hung up in the stress, but Thursday can be a stressful day. On Saturday the 26th, the Mercury has a sextile to Pluto at 3:35 in the morning. So that's really positive, flowy action. Remember, we're talking about all this like Mars, action, action, action. Mercury is just on the heels of going into Aries when he has this sextile to Pluto. So it's more like, okay, how do you want to change? How do you want to maneuver? What do you want to do? Because I'm going into Aries tomorrow and I'm going to make it happen. So this is a check-in, because there's not a lot of Earth in the sky. We have 10 planets / asteroids that are in air and fire. So we are dealing with energy and ideas. So we're really cerebral, and we've got a lot of ideas, and we're culminating, and we're creating, and we've got the energy to back it up, but we only have a couple planets in Earth. We have Pluto and Capricorn, which is grounding everything. So Mercury sextile to Pluto on Saturday is like, okay, this is your last chance. We're going to work together nicely, but once I get into Aries, we're going to have a little bit of contention. So tell me what I need to grow now. Tell me what I need to build now. And then I'm going to use this Aries energy to actually build it. I'm going to do the thing. So that's the vibe there. But yeah, we have Pluto and Capricorn. Now, we do have Uranus and Taurus, which, yes, Taurus is an earth sign, but it's Uranus. Uranus blows things up. It's the rebel of all the planets. So we're really breaking foundation. We're really breaking ground and breaking earth with Uranus and Taurus. So we have the North Node in Taurus, which is like, okay, yes, we're moving towards this ground. We're moving towards our foundation and building something beautiful and sustainable and helpful to us. But Uranus is shaking us up whenever he wants to. Whenever he gets hit, he's like, ooh, yeah, but maybe not that. Or, ooh, how are you going to deal with that change? Like, you got to be flexible. And then Pluto and Capricorn is really the only thing that's like keeping us like steady. But Pluto, again, is alchemical change. So even the earth we have isn't necessarily giving us enough ground. Everything is like thoughts and ideas and just action and energy. So that's nice because we've been, going through a lot of processing and feelings and emotions. But now it's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot generating. This is a lot of big generating energy in the sky right now because we have a lack of Earth. And we have two planets, Jupiter and Neptune, holding us down in water. So those are two big planets that do provide, who isn't running a little more sensitive and emotional and, being a little empathic this year with all the energy that's going on. It's a lot. It's a lot of heaviness, and Jupiter expands. Neptune's really calling the shots this year until Jupiter gets to Aries on May 11th. Then we shift into Mars mode big time, which is going to be a huge wave of energy and passion. And Mars is the planet of war, so you got to keep that in mind too in the background. And the last thing that I would want to mention is that Saturn and Juno are going to meet up this week, towards the end of the week. Saturn is, of course, the let's get real planet, the reality policeman, the astro dad. Juno is that comet of partnerships and union and marriages. So there's a solidifying of partnerships and relationships energy this week, and just see what comes in, see who comes up, see what relationships and partnerships spanning all types, not just romantic, but friends and family, platonic, professional, collaborators, colleagues. Just there is a let's get real within relationships and partnerships. Of course, my friends are getting married, and maybe you have that same story too. And sometimes maybe this is a deepening. This is a deepening of a commitment. So that is in the air this week. So I hope that you have an amazing week. Know that, you're still getting your stuff. If you're not on the newsletter, check the show notes in YouTube. Check the show notes in your podcast listening platform. I have all the links laid out for you to get on the newsletter, to follow on Twitter for daily horoscopes. And I do sign-by-sign readings on major cosmic events. So just so you know. And the Instagram, all the things are all listed there. And I'm here for you. Everything is going to be coming your way, even though I'm not live in living color. I'm pre-recorded and still in living color. And if you want to see how I feng shuied my closet, go check out the YouTube, because it is now the backdrop and I am loving it. All right, have a wonderful week, folks. I will see you next week.